I tell you now, as I have told countless others who have sat where you sit tonight, that the very idea that you must do something external to receive what you desire is the greatest lie ever perpetuated upon humanity. It is this lie that keeps you running on the hamster wheel of endless action, forever chasing, forever seeking, forever believing that your good lies somewhere outside of you, waiting to be earned through struggle and toil. Tonight, I want to shatter that illusion completely. I want to show you that everything you have ever desired, everything you have ever dreamed of, every state of being you have ever longed to experience already exists within you at this very moment. Not as a potential, not as a possibility, but as an absolute reality waiting to be claimed through the simple act of assumption. You see, most of you have been conditioned to believe that the world you perceive with your senses is the cause of your experiences. You look at your bank account and say, I am poor because I see emptiness there. You look at your relationships and say, I am unloved because I see evidence of rejection. You look at your circumstances and say, I am limited because these walls confine me. But I tell you that you have it completely backwards. The world you see is not the cause of anything. It is merely the shadow cast by your own consciousness, the external reflection of your internal states. Your bank account is empty because you have assumed the feeling of poverty. Your relationships are troubled because you have assumed the feeling of being unloved. Your circumstances are limited because you have assumed the feeling of limitation. The external world is nothing more than a mirror, faithfully reflecting back to you the assumptions you hold to be true about yourself. This is why I can stand before you tonight and declare with absolute certainty that you need do nothing external to change your world. The work, if we can even call it work, is entirely internal. It is the work of changing your assumptions, of revising your concept of self, of daring to assume that you are already the person you wish to become, already living in the state you wish to experience. But before we go further, let me address the elephant in the room. When I say do nothing, I do not mean that you should become passive, lazy, or indifferent to life. What I mean is that you should cease all frantic action that stems from the belief that your good is separate from you. Stop chasing. Stop seeking. Stop trying to make things happen through force and manipulation. Instead, learn to live from the assumption that what you desire is already yours, and watch as the external world rearranges itself to match this inner conviction. The ancient teaching tells us that God's name is I am, and that this sacred name dwells within each of us. When you say I am, you are speaking from the very throne of creation itself. You are not describing what you appear to be in the world of shadows. You are declaring what you choose to be in the realm of reality. Every time you complete the sentence I am with anything, you are either claiming your divinity or denying it. When you say I am wealthy, you are not making a statement about your bank account. You are assuming the feeling of wealth, the consciousness of abundance, the very essence of prosperity itself. When you say I am loved, you are not referring to how others treat you. You are claiming the state of being beloved, the consciousness of worthiness, the very feeling of love fulfilled. When you say I am free, you are not describing your external circumstances. You are assuming the state of freedom, the consciousness of liberation, the very essence of unbound possibility. Now, here is where most people stumble. They think that assuming these states means pretending or lying to themselves. They believe they must somehow convince themselves that their external circumstances have changed when they clearly haven't. But this is not what I'm teaching at all. I'm not asking you to deny what your senses report. I'm asking you to recognize that what your senses report is simply the outpicturing of yesterday's assumptions, and that you have the power to plant new assumptions that will create new experiences. Think of it this way. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You don't worry and fret and wonder if it will grow. You simply trust that the seed contains within itself everything necessary for its full expression, and you go about your life knowing that in due time you will see the harvest. The same principle applies to your assumptions. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you have planted the seed of experience in the fertile soil of consciousness. You don't need to help it grow. You don't need to manipulate circumstances to make it happen. You simply need to maintain the assumption and trust that it contains within itself everything necessary for its full manifestation. But let me be even more specific about what I mean by doing nothing. I mean that you cease all action that comes from a sense of lack, limitation, or separation from your desire. When you feel compelled to act from desperation, from fear that your desire won't come to pass, from a sense that you must make something happen, this is the action I'm telling you to cease. This kind of action actually pushes desire away from you because it springs from the assumption that you don't already have what you want. Instead, the only action you should take is action that flows naturally from the assumption that you already are what you wish to be. If you have assumed the feeling of wealth and an investment opportunity presents itself, you might feel moved to investigate it, not from a desperate need to become wealthy, but from the natural curiosity of someone who already is wealthy. If you have assumed the feeling of being loved and someone attractive enters your life, you might feel moved to engage with them, not from a desperate need to find love, but from the natural confidence of someone who already knows they are beloved. You see the difference? One type of action comes from lack and actually reinforces the very state you're trying to escape. The other type of action comes from fulfillment and serves to externalize the state you have already claimed internally. The first type of action is what I'm telling you to cease. The second type of action will happen naturally and effortlessly once you've truly assumed your desired state. Now, let me share with you the secret that makes all of this possible. Every state of consciousness, every possible experience, every conceivable condition already exists in what I call the infinite states of being. Poverty exists as a state. Wealth exists as a state. Sickness exists as a state. Health exists as a state. Loneliness exists as a state. Love exists as a state. They all exist simultaneously, and you move between them not through external action, but through the simple act of assumption. Right now, as I speak these words, there is a version of you that is wealthy beyond measure. There is a version of you that is perfectly healthy. There is a version of you that is deeply loved and cherished. There is a version of you that is free from every limitation you currently experience. These are not fantasies or wishful thinking. These are actual states of being that exist in the realm of infinite possibility. The question is not whether these states exist, they do. The question is not whether you deserve to experience them, you do. The question is not whether it's possible for you to access them, it is. The only question is, which state will you choose to assume? Which version of yourself will you choose to be? And here's the beautiful part. The moment you assume a state, you become it. Not in some future time, not when conditions are right, not when you've done enough or worked hard enough or proven yourself worthy. Right now, in this very moment, as you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you become the person who already has what you desire. The external world may take some time to catch up and reflect this new assumption. But in the realm of consciousness, which is the only realm that truly matters, the transformation is instantaneous. This is why I can tell you to do nothing after this and watch how everything falls into place. Because once you've truly assumed your desired state, once you've claimed your good in consciousness, the entire universe must rearrange itself to match your assumption. This is not magic or wishful thinking. This is the fundamental law of consciousness, the very principle upon which all creation operates. But I must warn you about something. Your rational mind will resist this teaching with everything it has. It will tell you that you're being foolish, that you're living in a fantasy, that you need to be realistic about your situation. It will point to your current circumstances as evidence that your assumptions don't work. It will remind you of past failures and convince you that this time will be no different. This resistance is natural and expected. Your rational mind has been trained to believe in the reality of the external world, to put its faith in what can be seen and touched and measured. But I'm asking you to put your faith in something far more substantial, the creative power of your own consciousness. I am asking you to recognize that what you call reality is nothing more than the externalization of beliefs and assumptions you've held for so long that you've forgotten you chose them. When doubt arises, and it will, don't fight it. Don't try to convince yourself that your desire is already manifested when all evidence seems to suggest otherwise. Instead, simply return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Assume the state you wish to experience and rest in that assumption. Remember that feelings are the language of the subconscious mind, and it is through feeling that all transformation takes place. Let me give you a practical example of how this works. Suppose you desire to be financially free. Instead of focusing on how you might achieve this freedom, instead of making plans and taking action from a place of financial lack, you would begin by assuming the feeling of already being financially free. You would sit quietly and imagine what it would feel like to have complete financial security. Not what you would do with the money, not what you would buy, but the actual feeling of financial freedom itself. How would you feel if you never had to worry about money again? How would you feel if you could make any purchase without concern for the cost? How would you feel if you had complete control over your time because you weren't bound by financial necessity? Capture that feeling, embody it, live in it. Make it as real and natural as the feeling of being yourself, because that's exactly what it is. It's the feeling of being the version of yourself that already has financial freedom. Once you've assumed this feeling, once you've made it natural and familiar, you do nothing else. You don't chase opportunities. You don't force yourself to work harder. You don't try to manipulate circumstances. You simply live from the assumption that you are already financially free. And you allow the external world to conform to inner conviction. This doesn't mean you become passive or lazy. It means that any action you take comes from the feeling of already having what you desire, rather than from the desperate need to get it. If opportunities present themselves, you evaluate them from the consciousness of wealth, not from the consciousness of lack. If inspiration strikes you to pursue a particular path, you follow it from the confidence of someone who already has financial freedom, not from the fear of someone who desperately needs it. The same principle applies to every area of your life. If you desire love, assume the feeling of being loved. If you desire health, assume the feeling of perfect vitality. If you desire success, assume the feeling of having already achieved your goals. In each case, you're not trying to get something you don't have. You're claiming something that already exists within the infinite states of being. Now, I want to address something that troubles many people when they first encounter this teaching. They ask if everything already exists, if all states are already available, then why do we experience lack and limitation at all? Why isn't everyone already living in their desired state? The answer is simple, because most people don't know that they have the power to choose their state. They believe they are victims of circumstance, that their experiences are determined by external forces beyond their control. They look at their current situation and assume it's permanent, that it defines who they are and what's possible for them. But you are not most people. You are here tonight because something within you recognizes the truth of what I'm sharing. You sense that there's more to life than what you've been experiencing. You feel the stirring of a power within you that is capable of transforming every aspect of your existence. That power is your imagination, your ability to assume any state you choose and to live from that assumption until it becomes your external reality. Your imagination is not a mere faculty for daydreaming or fantasy. It is the creative power of God individualized in you. It is through imagination that you move between states of being. It is through imagination that you claim your good. It is through imagination that you transform your world. When you imagine yourself as already being the person you wish to become, when you feel yourself into the state you wish to experience, you are not pretending or make-believing. You are exercising the highest function of human consciousness. You are participating in the very act of creation itself. This is why the Bible tells us that God created man in his own image. You are made in the image of the Creator, which means you have the same creative power. The only difference is that God creates from the state of perfect fulfillment, knowing that all things are possible, while most humans create from states of lack and limitation, believing that their good is separate from them. But tonight you have the opportunity to change all of that. Tonight you can choose to create from the same state of perfect life that God creates from. You can assume that you already are everything you wish to be, that you already have everything you desire, that you already live in the state of complete satisfaction and joy. And when you make this assumption, when you really feel yourself into this state, something miraculous happens. The entire structure of your reality begins to shift. Not through your efforts, not through your struggling, not through your trying to make things happen, but through the natural operation of consciousness itself. You see, consciousness is always externalizing itself. It cannot help but create external conditions that match its internal assumptions. This is not something you have to make happen. It's something that happens automatically, inevitably, lawfully. Your job is not to figure out how your assumption will manifest. Your job is simply to assume it and to persist in that assumption until it becomes as natural as breathing. This brings me to another crucial point. Many people assume their desired state for a few days or weeks, and when they don't see immediate external changes, they become discouraged and abandon their assumption. They go back to their old patterns of thinking and feeling, and then wonder why nothing changed. But I tell you that assumption is like planting a seed. You don't plant a seed today and expect to harvest fruit tomorrow. You plant the seed and you tend it with patient confidence, knowing that it contains within itself everything necessary for its full expression. You water it with your attention, you protect it from the weeds of doubt and fear, and you trust that in due season you will see the harvest. The same patience and persistence is required with your assumptions. When you assume a state, you've planted the seed of that experience in consciousness. It will grow and manifest in external form, but you must give it time. You must maintain your assumption even when the external world hasn't yet caught up. You must live from your desired state even when your senses report otherwise. This is what I mean by faith. Not faith in something external to yourself, not faith in a distant God who may or may not answer your prayers, but faith in the creative power of your own consciousness. Faith that your assumptions are creative. Faith that consciousness is always externalizing itself. Faith that what you assume to be true about yourself must, by the very nature of consciousness itself, become your external reality. Now let me share with you a profound secret that will accelerate your understanding of this principle. There is no time in consciousness. Past, present, and future are merely constructs of the rational mind. In consciousness, everything exists in an eternal now. This means that when you assume a state, you're not creating something new. You're claiming something that already exists in the timeless realm of being. Your desired state exists right now. The version of you that has everything you want exists right now. The experience you long for exists right now. Not in some future time when conditions are right, but right now in this eternal moment of consciousness. When you truly understand this, when you really grasp that your good already exists, and is available to you right now, you stop trying to make it happen and start allowing it to be. You stop efforting and struggling and start resting in the certainty of fulfillment. You stop chasing your desires and start living from them. This is the ultimate meaning of doing nothing. You do nothing to create your good because your good already exists. You do nothing to earn your desires because you already deserve them. You do nothing to make yourself worthy because you are already worthy. You simply assume the state of having what you want, and you rest in that assumption with perfect confidence. But here's what will happen when you truly embrace this teaching. The people around you will think you've lost your mind. They'll see you sitting quietly, apparently doing nothing to improve your situation, and they'll think you've given up. They'll offer advice about what you should be doing, what actions you should be taking, what steps you need to follow to get what you want. Ignore them. Not because they're bad people or because they don't care about you, but because they're operating from a completely different paradigm. They believe in the reality of the external world. They believe that change must come from outside in. They believe that you must do something to become something. But you now know better. You know that all change comes from within. You know that you don't become something by doing something. You do something by first becoming it in consciousness. You know that the external world is merely the shadow, and that all real change must first occur in the substance that cast the shadow, your own wonderful human imagination. So when others question your apparent inaction, when they wonder why you're not more concerned about your circumstances, when they ask what you're doing to solve your problems, you can smile knowingly and continue to rest in your assumption. You can continue to live from the end, to feel yourself into the state of your wish fulfilled, to be the person you wish to become. And as you persist in this assumption, as you make it more and more natural, something wonderful will begin to happen. The external world will start to shift in ways that seem miraculous to others but are perfectly natural to you. Opportunities will present themselves. Circumstances will align. People will come into your life who can help you. Resources will become available. Doors will open where once there were only walls. But here's the key. These external changes are not the cause of your transformation. They are the effect of it. They are not making you wealthy or healthy or loved. They are simply reflecting the wealth and health and love that you have already claimed in consciousness. They are the shadow conforming to the substance, the external world matching the internal assumption. This is why you can do nothing and watch everything fall into place. Because once you've truly assumed your desired state, once you've claimed it in the only realm where claiming is possible, in consciousness, the entire universe must reorganize itself to match your assumption. This is not a favor the universe does for you. This is simply how consciousness works. This is the law of being itself. Now, I want to share with you the most profound aspect of this teaching. When you assume a state and persist in that assumption until it becomes natural, you don't just change your circumstances, you change who you are. You don't just get what you want, you become the person who has what you want. And once you become that person, having what you want is not an achievement or an acquisition. It's simply the natural expression of who you are. This is why the wealthy person attracts wealth effortlessly. It's not because they're doing something special or following some secret formula. It's because they have the consciousness of wealth. It's who they are, not what they do. This is why the healthy person maintains their health without struggle. It's because they have the consciousness of health. This is why the loved person is surrounded by love. It's because they have the consciousness of being beloved. When you assume a state and make it natural, you become that state. And when you become that state, having the external correlates of that state is as natural as having thoughts or feelings. You don't work to have thoughts. You simply have them because you are a thinking being. You don't struggle to have feelings. You simply have them because you are a feeling being. In the same way, when you become the state of wealth, you simply have wealth because wealth is the natural expression of who you have become. This is the secret that the mystical traditions have been pointing to for thousands of years. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, stop the frantic action that comes from believing your good is separate from you. No, assume, claim, become convinced that I am God, that the creative power of the universe exists within you as your own wonderful human imagination. When you are still, when you cease the outer activities that spring from inner insecurity, you create the space for your assumptions to take root and grow. When you know that you are the operant power in your own experience, you stop looking outside yourself for salvation and start claiming your good from within. But let me address one more concern that may be arising in your mind. You may be thinking, this sounds too good to be true. If it were really this simple, wouldn't everyone be living their ideal life? Wouldn't everyone be wealthy and healthy and happy? The answer is that it is this simple. But it's not easy for most people because they've been conditioned to believe in the opposite of what I'm teaching. They've been taught that the external world is real and that consciousness is just a byproduct of brain activity. They've been taught that they must work hard and struggle to get what they want. They've been taught that they are separate from their desires and must somehow bridge that gap through action. These beliefs are so deeply ingrained, so thoroughly accepted, that most people never question them. They live their entire lives operating from these assumptions, and their experiences faithfully reflect them. They struggle because they believe struggle is necessary. They lack because they believe lack is their natural state. They suffer because they believe suffering is unavoidable. But you have been given a different understanding. You have been shown the truth about the nature of consciousness and the power of assumption. You have been invited to see beyond the world of appearances to the world of causes. You have been offered the key to every prison you have ever imagined yourself to be in. The question now is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you dismiss it as too good to be true and return to your old patterns of struggle and striving? Will you try it for a few days and then abandon it when you don't see immediate results? Or will you embrace it fully, commit to it completely, and persist in your assumptions until they become your external reality? I hope you choose the latter, because you deserve to live the life of your dreams. You deserve to experience every good thing you have ever desired. You deserve to be wealthy and healthy and loved and free, not because of what you've done or what you might do, but simply because you exist, because you are consciousness itself individualized as a human being. And consciousness by its very nature is unlimited. It is infinite possibility, eternal expansion, boundless creativity. When you identify yourself with consciousness rather than with your circumstances, when you recognize that you are the I am that exists before all conditions and experiences, you discover that there is nothing you cannot be, nothing you cannot have, nothing you cannot experience. This is your true nature. This is who you really are. Not the struggling, seeking, limited being that appears in the world of shadows, but the unlimited, creative, divine being that exists in the realm of consciousness. When you know yourself as consciousness, when you operate from this level of being, you discover that you need do nothing to have everything, because everything already exists within you. So I leave you tonight with this final thought. You are not in the world is in you. Your circumstances are not determining your experience. Your consciousness is creating your circumstances. You are not at the mercy of external forces. You are the creative power that is expressing itself as your external world. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Persist in that assumption until it becomes natural. Live from the end, knowing that what you desire already exists and is available to you right now. Do nothing that springs from the belief that your good is separate from you, and do everything that flows from the assumption that you already are what you wish to become. When you do this, when you really understand and apply this principle, you will discover that you need do nothing after this. And you will watch and wonder as everything falls into place exactly as it should. Not through your efforts, not through your struggles, not through your attempts to make things happen, but through the natural, inevitable, lawful operation of consciousness itself. This is the promise I make to you tonight. This is the truth I share with you from the depths of my own experience and understanding. You have within you right now everything you need to transform your life completely. You need add nothing to yourself. You need do nothing external to claim your good. You need only assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and persist in that assumption until it becomes your external reality. The power is yours. The choice is yours. The life you have always dreamed of living is yours for the claiming. All you need to do is assume it, and everything else will fall into place exactly as it should.
You are not limited by what your senses tell you. You are not confined to the world that appears before you, for you are the creator of all that you see, feel, and experience. Within you lies an unshakable power, a power that allows you to shape your reality with the simple act of assuming the desired state. When you truly understand this, you will see that there are no barriers to your growth, no limitations to your potential, and no reason why you cannot achieve both the height you wish to attain and the wealth you deserve. Everything you experience in the physical world is a reflection of what you have assumed in your mind. Your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, they are the architects of your reality. If you wish to manifest a greater height, you must first assume that you are already the person you wish to be. See yourself standing tall, full of confidence and strength, as if you have already reached your desired height. Feel it in your body, as though the very cells of your being are expanding upwards. Allow that feeling to settle within you, and with it you will align yourself to the reality that reflects this assumption. Likewise, wealth does not come from striving, from struggling, or from endlessly pursuing what you think you must have. It comes from the recognition that you are already abundant, you are already worthy of the riches you desire. Assume the state of being wealthy and do not doubt it for a second. Visualize yourself living the life you want, surrounded by abundance, comfortable in luxury, and free to create as you desire. Let go of any thoughts of lack, for they only serve to keep you from the wealth that is already yours. Assume with absolute certainty that your wealth is here now, and watch as the world bends to reflect this assumption. As you assume the feeling of being tall and wealthy, do not let the external world sway you. Do not wait for evidence before you believe it is so. The world must conform to your inner state, for it is only a mirror of your thoughts and feelings. The key to transformation lies not in waiting for the outside to change, but in changing within. The moment you decide with unshakable belief that you are tall and wealthy, you are already on the path to your manifestation. You may wonder, how long will it take? How will it happen? These are questions born from doubt. The moment you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the world begins to rearrange itself to bring your desires into your experience. Time is not your enemy. It is simply the interval in which your assumptions take shape. Trust that all is unfolding perfectly, and that your assumption, once planted, will grow into the full manifestation of your desired reality. Your height, your wealth, your desires, they are all within you. You need not seek them outside of yourself. They are already yours, waiting for you to assume them. So stand tall in your assumption, live wealthy in your heart and mind, and trust that as you do, the world will reflect your inner state in ways far beyond your current understanding. The transformation you seek is inevitable, for you are the creator of your world, and what you assume to be true, you will soon see as fact. There is no power greater than the power within you, for it is from this inner strength that your entire world is formed. You are not at the mercy of circumstances or fate, nor are you bound by the limitations that others have imposed upon you. You are a creator, and your creations spring forth from the assumptions you hold deep within. The truth is, you are already everything you wish to be. You already possess everything you wish to have. It is only through the recognition of this truth and the steadfast assumption of your desires that you bring them into your reality. In the silence of your mind, you must claim what is already yours. To manifest your desired height, to step into the fullness of your being, you must first see yourself as tall. You must embody that which you seek to become. In every thought, in every moment, envision yourself standing tall, strong, proud, and confident. The height you seek is not something that exists outside of you. It is something that is already present within your mind, within your belief, within your heart. The more you embody this belief, the more the outer world will conform to it. You are not waiting for the physical growth of your body to catch up. You are already the person you seek to be in spirit, and that spirit will shape your physical form. Your thoughts, your feelings, your assumptions, these are the forces that shape your physical world. You must no longer rely on the evidence of your senses, for the senses tell you only what is already manifested. But you, as the creator, have the power to transcend what the senses present to you. You are not subject to what is, you are the master of what will be. As you assume the state of being tall, do not doubt it, and do not be swayed by the evidence that appears before you. Assume with every fiber of your being that you are tall. The moment you do this, you have taken the first step towards your manifestation. Your body will begin to align with your inner assumption, your posture will shift, your presence will grow, and the world will begin to reflect this new truth about you. You are no longer bound by the old image you had of yourself, for you have embraced a new image, a new assumption. This is the power of the law of assumption. It does not ask you to work harder, to struggle more, or to fight against the current of life. It asks you to assume that which you desire, to take on the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and to live as though what you desire is already here. When you live in the assumption of your desires, the universe must align with your inner vision. Your external world will shift to reflect what you have already assumed to be true within yourself. Even the key is in the assumption, in the unwavering belief that what you desire is already yours, already true, and already manifesting in your experience. When it comes to wealth, the same principle applies. The idea that you must toil endlessly, struggle for every penny, or wait for some external circumstance to change in order for you to become wealthy is an illusion. Wealth is not a distant goal, nor is it something that you need to chase after. Wealth is a state of being. It is an inner realization that abundance flows freely to you, and that you are worthy of all the riches the world has to offer. Wealth is not about the money in your bank account or the possessions you accumulate. It is about the consciousness of abundance. It is the recognition that you are already rich, that your desires are already met, and that the universe is constantly providing for you. The moment you assume the state of wealth, you begin to live from that assumption. You no longer worry about how you will acquire wealth, because you know it is already yours. You know that money flows effortlessly to you because you have assumed the state of being wealthy. The law of assumption does not ask you to wait for external circumstances to change. It asks you to change within, to assume the state of the wish fulfilled. When you assume that you are wealthy, you begin to think, feel, and act as a wealthy person would. You begin to see opportunities for wealth where you once saw obstacles. You begin to make decisions from the place of abundance, knowing that you are always supported, always provided for. The more you assume this state of wealth, the more your reality shifts to reflect it. Your outer world is but a reflection of your inner state. The more you assume that you are wealthy, the more the universe responds to that assumption, bringing you opportunities, ideas, and circumstances that align with your new belief. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people and taking the right actions to manifest your wealth. But it all begins with the assumption that you are already. Do not be deceived by appearances. The world you see around you is not the true reality. It is a reflection of the assumptions you have made. If you have assumed that you are lacking, that wealth is out of your reach, or that your height is fixed, then that is what you will experience. But if you change your assumptions, if you begin to assume that you are tall and wealthy, the world will reflect that back to you. This is the magic of the law of assumption. It is not about effort, struggle, or hard work. It is about assuming the state of the wish fulfilled. The more you live in this assumption, the more your world will change to match it. The more you feel the emotions of already having your desires, the more the universe will bring them to you. The path to manifesting your desired height and wealth is simple. Assume, without a doubt, that it is already yours. Assume that you are already the person you wish to become. Assume that the wealth you desire is already flowing into your life. Assume that your height is already exactly what you want it to be. Do not question it, do not doubt it, and do not wait for evidence to show up before you believe it. Believe it now, and watch as the world bends to match your assumption. You must trust in the power of your mind, for it is your mind that shapes your reality. Your mind is the creative force behind all that you experience. The moment you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, you have set the wheels of creation into motion. The universe must respond to your assumption, for it is the law. Just as a seed planted in the soil will eventually grow into a plant, so too will your assumptions grow into reality. They bring forth a shift into energy. But you must be patient. The world may take time to reflect your inner assumptions, but this is only because the physical world operates according to a different time frame. The seed of your assumption has already been planted, and in time it will bloom into the manifestation of your desires. Trust in the process, and trust that everything is unfolding perfectly according to the law. Your height, your wealth, your desires, they are all already within you. They are not distant goals to be chased after, but rather states of being to be assumed. You are not waiting for the world to change, you are changing within. And as you change, so too will the world around you. Do not be deceived by the appearance of things. Your current circumstances are only a reflection of past assumptions. The moment you begin to assume the state of the wish fulfilled, your world will begin to change. Your height will increase, your wealth will manifest, and all that you desire will come to you. You are the creator of your reality. You are the master of your own fate. And as you assume the state of the person you wish to become, the universe will conspire to bring your desires to fruition. Trust in the power of assumption, and trust in your ability to create the life you desire. Your height, your wealth, your dreams, they are all waiting for you to assume them into being. And when you do, the world will shift to reflect the truth of your inner state. Within the deep recesses of your mind lies the power to create the world you wish to experience. It is not outside of you, it is not something you must struggle for or chase after. It has always been within you, waiting for you to acknowledge it, to embrace it fully. You are not a passive observer in this world, you are the active creator of it. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, is shaping your reality in real time. God said to me, "You are not at the mercy of the world, you are the master of it." Once you understand this truth, once you grasp the full magnitude of your power, everything you have ever desired can be yours. There is a quiet power that comes when you begin to assume the state of the wish fulfilled. It is subtle yet profound, transforming not only the way you see the world, but also the way the world responds to you. The moment you begin to assume that you are tall, the very essence of your being will shift to align with that assumption. You will no longer see yourself as someone who lacks height, someone who is constrained by their physical limitations. You will embody the person you wish to be, and in doing so your body will respond. The change may seem gradual at first, but over time it will become undeniable. As you assume the state of the tall person, you will find yourself standing taller, carrying yourself with more confidence, and seeing the world from a higher vantage point. This is the way of creation, the way of manifestation. It is not about forcing things to happen, nor is it about waiting for some external force to give you permission. It is about assuming the truth of your desire, the feeling of it, and living from that assumption every single day. When you assume that you are already the person you wish to become, you are aligning yourself with a higher frequency, a frequency that must attract the conditions, circumstances, and opportunities necessary for your desires to materialize. In the same way, wealth is not something that you need to strive for or chase. Wealth is not an external goal that you must work tirelessly to attain. Wealth is a state of being, a consciousness that you must assume. To manifest wealth, you must first assume that you are already wealthy. This is not a mere wish or desire, it is a truth that you must live by. You must see yourself as wealthy in all aspects of your life, in your thoughts, your actions, your feelings, and your beliefs. Wealth is not just about money, it is about the abundance of life itself, the abundance of love, health, joy, and opportunity. When you assume the state of wealth, when you feel the fullness of it in every part of your being, the world must reflect that assumption. The law of assumption teaches you that the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. If you believe that you are lacking, that wealth is something that belongs to others but not to you, that is exactly what you will experience. But if you change your inner belief, if you begin to assume that you are wealthy, that abundance is your natural state, then the world must respond. The universe does not judge your assumptions, it merely reflects them. The moment you assume that you are wealthy, the entire fabric of reality begins to rearrange itself to reflect that truth. Opportunities, resources, and circumstances will begin to appear as if by magic, all aligning with your assumption of wealth. And do not make the mistake of thinking that wealth is just about money. Money is simply a symbol, a form of exchange, but wealth is much greater than that. Wealth is an all-encompassing state of mind. It is the belief that you are worthy of all the riches life has to offer. It is the awareness that the universe is abundant and that abundance flows freely to you. When you assume this state of being, the very laws of nature must conspire to bring your desires into manifestation. Your assumptions are the seeds that you plant in the garden of your life. Just as a seed grows into the plant it is meant to be, so too does your assumption grow into the reality it is meant to create. The assumption of wealth, like any other assumption, does not need to be forced or rushed. It simply needs to be planted, nurtured, and allowed to grow. Every time you feel the doubt creeping in, every time you begin to question whether wealth is truly possible for you, return to your assumption. Remind yourself that you are already wealthy, that abundance is already yours, and that the world must reflect this truth. In the same way, your height is not something that is fixed or unchangeable. It is not something that has been predetermined for you. It is something that can be transformed through the power of assumption. You do not need to accept the limitations that the world has placed on you. You do not need to accept what others have told you about your height. You have the power to assume the state of being tall. And as you do, the world around you must respond. Your posture will change, your physical body will adjust, and the world will begin to reflect your new state of being. You may not see the changes immediately, but that does not matter. Trust that the process is already underway. The moment you assume that you are tall, the process of transformation has already begun. The beauty of this process is that it does not require any effort or struggle. It requires only faith in the law of assumption. It requires you to trust that the assumption once made will take root and grow into the reality you seek. It requires you to live from the state of the wish fulfilled, to see yourself as tall, as wealthy, as successful, and to carry that assumption with you in every moment. When you do this, the world must conform to it. The key to manifestation is consistency. The law of assumption does not work in fits and starts. It requires you to be unwavering in your belief, to remain consistent in your assumption. Doubt may arise, fear may creep in, but you must return to your assumption with each passing moment. Remind yourself that you are already tall, that you are already wealthy, and that your desires are already fulfilled. The more you do this, the more powerful your assumption becomes, and the faster it begins to manifest in your life. Do not be fooled by the appearance of things. The external world will always reflect the beliefs and assumptions you hold within. If you believe that you are destined to be short, that wealth is something that others can have but not you, then that is what you will experience. But when you change your assumptions, when you assume that you are tall and wealthy, the entire world must shift to reflect that truth. There is no limit to what you can manifest, for you are the creator of your own reality. The power to change your height, to manifest wealth, to create the life you desire lies within you. And the only thing standing between you and your desires is your assumption. Assume that you are already the person you wish to become. Assume that your desires are already fulfilled, and trust that the world will reflect this assumption, bringing your dreams into reality. When you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, there is no need to wonder how it will happen. You do not need to figure out the steps or the process. The universe knows exactly how to bring your desires to you, and it will do so in the perfect way and at the perfect time. Your only job is to assume the state of the wish fulfilled, to live as if your desires are already a reality, and to trust that the universe will bring them to you. Fulfilled. The power of assumption is a force unlike any other. It is the key to transforming your life, to manifesting the height and wealth you desire, to creating the world you wish to live in. You are the master of your own reality, and through the power of assumption you can create anything you desire. The law of assumption is not something you need to learn or study. It is something you must embody. It is the simple act of assuming the state of the wish fulfilled and trusting that the world will reflect your inner state. When you do this, everything you have ever desired is already yours. There is no limit to what you can achieve when you embrace the truth of who you are. You are not bound by your past, by the beliefs you've been told, or by the physical world that surrounds you. The external reality is simply a reflection of your inner world, and that reflection can be changed at any moment. You are the creator of your experiences, and the law of assumption gives you the power to change the course of your life by assuming that which you wish to manifest. When you begin to see yourself as already tall, already wealthy, already successful, you are no longer waiting for the world to change around you. You are stepping into your power, stepping into the truth of your being, and the world must respond. The changes you desire will not come from striving or effort. They will come from your assumption of the state of the wish fulfilled. When you live as if your desires are already true, when you walk in the confidence of a person who has already manifested what they desire, that assumption will take root and begin to express itself in the physical world. Assume with unwavering belief that you are already the person you wish to become. If you want to manifest greater height, don't wait for the physical evidence to show up before you believe it. Assume that you are already tall, already standing at the height you desire. See yourself towering over others, standing tall with pride, and let that assumption fill every part of your being. Live in the feeling of already being tall, and the world will mirror this assumption in ways that will surprise and delight you. You will begin to walk differently, carry yourself differently, and the physical manifestation of your new height will begin to take shape, whether gradually or rapidly, depending on the strength of your assumption. It is the same with wealth. Wealth is not something that is out of your reach, nor is it something that you must wait for. Wealth is a state of mind. When you assume the state of being wealthy, you align yourself with the frequency of abundance that attracts everything you need. It is not about working harder, accumulating more, or struggling to obtain riches. It is about assuming the consciousness of wealth, knowing that you are deserving of all that the universe has to offer. Assume that you already have the wealth you desire. Live in the feeling of abundance. See yourself surrounded by the things you want, experiencing the lifestyle you have dreamed of. Let that assumption fill every part of your being, and trust that as you do, the universe must respond. Your external reality cannot help but conform to the assumption you hold within. When you feel wealthy, when you think wealthy thoughts, when you act as though you are wealthy, you create a magnetic field that draws wealth to you. Opportunities will appear where there were none before. Ideas will come to you effortlessly. People will enter your life who help bring your wealth into manifestation. But it all begins with the assumption that you are already wealthy. The world is an obedient reflection of your assumptions. It cannot help but reflect your inner beliefs. If you believe that you are not tall, if you believe that you cannot become wealthy, those beliefs will remain your reality. But when you change your assumptions, when you begin to live as if you already possess what you desire, everything changes. The external world will begin to shift to match the new assumptions you are holding. Your current circumstances are not permanent, and they do not have the power to define you. What defines you is the belief you hold in your mind. And the moment you change that belief, the world around you must shift. Wealth is not something to be earned by effort alone, nor is height something that is dictated by your past. You can change both with the power of assumption. You do not need to wait for the evidence of your desires before you believe in them. You do not need to see the physical manifestation of your wealth or your height before you assume they are already yours. The assumption comes first, and the manifestation follows. Every thought, every belief you hold is shaping your reality. If you continue to hold on to the belief that you are not tall, or that you cannot manifest wealth, then that is what will continue to appear in your experience. But if you assume the opposite, if you assume that you are tall, that you are wealthy, that you are deserving of all the good things life has to offer, then that is what you will experience. The outer world cannot do anything other than reflect your inner assumption. As you continue to live in the state of the wish fulfilled, do not allow the world around you to tell you that your desires are impossible. Do not let the temporary appearance of things make you doubt what you have already assumed to be true. Trust that the moment you assume something, the universe begins to move in alignment with that assumption. What may seem like an impossible dream today is simply a reflection of your past assumptions. But once you change those assumptions, once you step into the belief that you are already the person you wish to become, the universe will rearrange itself to support that new reality. You are the master of your destiny. You are not bound by your past, your circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are a powerful creator, and the only thing standing between you and your desires is your assumption. The moment you decide to assume that you are tall and wealthy, the world must conform to that assumption. The more you live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the quicker your desires will come to fruition. This is not a matter of magic or luck. It is a matter of the law of assumption, a law that operates with perfect consistency. When you assume that something is true, when you embody the state of the wish fulfilled, the universe responds. It cannot do otherwise, for this is the very nature of reality. The world is not a random series of events. It is a mirror that reflects the assumptions and beliefs of those who live within it. If you assume that you are small and poor, that is what you will experience. But if you assume that you are tall and wealthy, that is the world that will appear before you. The law of assumption is simple yet powerful. It asks only one thing, that you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Do not wait for the evidence to appear before you believe in it. Do not wait for the world to change before you assume that it has already changed. Assume that your desires are already true, and the world will follow suit. This is the way of creation, the way of manifestation. It is not about hard work or struggle, but about living in the state of your desires already being fulfilled. And when you do, the universe will move mountains to bring those desires into your reality. You have the power to transform your life. You have the power to manifest the heightened wealth you desire. It is all within your reach, all available to you right now. The only thing standing in the way is your assumption. Change your assumptions and you change your life. Assume that you are already tall and wealthy, and watch as the world responds to that assumption in ways beyond your wildest imagination. Trust in the power within you, and know that everything you desire is already yours. As you stand on the threshold of this powerful truth, remember that the life you seek is not something distant or unattainable. It is already within you, waiting to be realized through the strength of your assumptions. You are not bound by limitations, nor are you at the mercy of external circumstances. The key to your transformation lies in the simple yet profound act of assuming that what you desire is already true. Assume that you are tall, assume that you are wealthy, assume that every dream you hold is already a reality. As you live from this assumption, the universe will respond in kind, bringing the conditions, opportunities, and people into your life that align with your inner state. Your world cannot help but reflect your beliefs, and as you shift your assumptions, your reality will shift with it. Trust in the power of your mind and know that you are the creator of your destiny. There is nothing you cannot manifest when you align your inner world with the life you wish to experience. The law of assumption is your guiding force, and as you live in the consciousness of the wish fulfilled, the world will bend to meet you. Your height, your wealth, your desires, they are all waiting for you to claim them. The moment you assume them to be true, they will become your reality. Trust in yourself, for you are the creator, and all that you desire is already yours. Do you not know that your own wonderful human imagination is God? That which you whisper within yourself, that silent conversation you carry from sunrise to sundown, is crafting the world in which you walk. Speak now as one who has already received. For 3 days, speak to yourself as though what you desire is already so. Not as though it will be, not as though it might be, but as though it is. Do not wait for the evidence of the senses. They will lie to you. They will show you lack. They will echo yesterday's beliefs. They will parade shadows before your eyes and call it substance. But you, chosen one, must speak as one awakened from the sleep of doubt. Say to yourself, I am the one I have longed to become. All that I need flows to me now. I am already that which I seek. Let this inner conversation be your secret prayer, your sacred chant, your holy affirmation. The world is yourself pushed out. What you accept inwardly, the world must wear outwardly. For 3 days, refuse to entertain the old man, the former self who cried out in limitation. When fear arises, do not wrestle with it. Simply return to your inner speech and say, that is not my truth. I walk now in the fulfillment of all I desire. Talk to yourself as one who holds the power. Speak with authority, not to others, but to your own soul. For your soul is listening. It obeys the voice it hears most often, not the one from the lips, but the one within. Be not moved by appearances, for appearances are but the echo of what you once assumed. Begin anew. Assume a new inner tone. Speak joy even when sorrow lingers outside the door. Speak abundance even while the purse seems empty. For in 3 days of unwavering inner talk, a new pattern begins to crystallize in the invisible. And what is unseen today will be seen tomorrow. Pressed down and running over. Say it now in the stillness. I am chosen. I am guided. I am the source of all that I behold. And then, throughout the day, return again and again to this inner sanctuary. Talk to yourself not as one seeking, but as one who has already found. For the voice within you is the voice of creation. Speak, and it shall be so. You will find that the world bends to the tone of your inner voice, not the outer voice spoken aloud, but the silent declaration you repeat to yourself in the solitude of your mind. That voice, that tone, that assumption is the creative law. For 3 days, refuse to argue with facts, and instead converse with the truth that lives in your heart. Not the truth of the senses, but the truth of the imagination. In that sacred realm where all things are possible, and all things are now. You are not here to react to the world, you are here to create it. Every time you say within yourself, I am, you are setting into motion a current of unseen energy that will in time harden into fact. So say it with awareness, say it with feeling. Say it until the walls of your inner mind ring with the echo of your assumption. Say, I am free, I am healed, I am prosperous, I am loved, I am chosen, I am whole. And then rest in the silence, knowing that the seed has been planted. Your inner speech is always planting. Whether it be the seed of joy or the seed of despair, it matters not to the law. The law gives to every man according to the imaginal act he accepts as true. So take up your power now and choose wisely what you say to yourself. For every idle word, every internal whisper is the molding force behind your future. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve both fear and faith. You must choose this day whom you will serve. And once chosen, you must be loyal to your assumption, as a bride is loyal to her beloved. Dare to believe that your word has power. Dare to believe that your inner conversations are the foundation of the world in which you walk. You will see in just 3 days, if you persist without wavering, a stirring in the depth of reality. Something will shift. Some letter will arrive, some phone will ring, some door will open. For the word you have spoken in the depths must be fulfilled. It cannot return void. It must accomplish that which you please and prosper in the thing whereto you send it. This is not a matter of willpower. It is not a game of striving. You are not to force yourself to believe. You are simply to assume. Assume and then allow. Speak within and then rest. Act as though it were impossible to fail. Talk to yourself with calm certainty, not begging, not pleading, but affirming with the ease of one who knows the outcome is assured. The more natural it feels to say, I am that, the quicker the outer will mirror the inner. Do not look to man for confirmation. Look only to the imaginal act. Man is but the vessel through which your inner speech flows into form. He has no power of himself. The world, the people, the events, they are the clay. You are the potter. So speak into your being the form you desire to see. If the outer contradicts it, turn away and speak again. I remember when I was searching, but now I live in the answer. That phrase alone is a mighty tool. Speak of your desire in the past tense, as though it has already come and gone. I remember when I struggled with that, how different life is now. These are words of mastery. There! Let no one discourage you. Let no voice, however loud, shout down the whisper of your own inner knowing. It is not in the volume that power is found, but in the certainty. Even a gentle inner tone, repeated faithfully, will cause the mountains of resistance to crumble. Keep your focus inward. Let the world do what it may. It is not the master. It is the servant. Practice this sacred art. When you wake in the morning, before your feet touch the floor, speak to yourself from the end. Say, thank you that this day flows perfectly. Thank you that I am in the right place at the right time. Thank you that I am loved and supported, not because you see it yet, but because you have claimed it. Do not beg the world to give you proof. Speak it and it shall be. Say it and the heavens will move. At night, before you close your eyes, review the day as you would have wanted it to be. Rewrite the conversations, reshape the encounters, rehearse the triumph, for this too is speech. Imaginal speech, visioned conversation, and it creates just as surely as the spoken word. What you revise within yourself, the world will reflect. This is a secret few dare to test, but those who do find themselves walking in miracles. When you find your mind wandering to fear, gently but firmly bring it back. Speak again. I walk in peace. I dwell in abundance. I rest in knowing that all things are working for my good. Do not allow stray thoughts to build temples in your mind. Be the guardian of your inner world, for as within, so without. 3 days of loyalty to the inner word. That is all it takes to begin a change so profound the world will marvel. Even now, you are shaping your tomorrow. Even now the mold is being cast. So speak the words that align with your vision. Do not say, someday it will come. Say, it is done. I walk in it now. Feel the emotion of the wish fulfilled. Let your words carry the fragrance of fulfillment. Let your tones suggest completion, not desire. You are not calling something from afar. You are claiming what is already yours by divine right. Speak tenderly to yourself. Speak boldly. Speak with assurance, for your words are not empty. They are charged with the life force of creation. You are not the beggar at the gate. You are the heir of the kingdom. Talk to yourself like the beloved child of infinite intelligence. Say what you wish others would say to you. Speak the approval, the love, the encouragement. You need not wait for another to give it. Give it to yourself, and the world will follow. Do not gossip with your fears. Do not rehearse what you do not want. Your subconscious does not argue, it accepts. So give it only the seed you desire to grow. Say, everything is unfolding in my favor. I am guided by unseen hands. I am a magnet for all that is good and true and beautiful. Speak it while driving. Speak it while walking. Speak it in the silence of the night. For 3 days, be unrelenting in your devotion to the new word. This is the law and the promise, that if you abide in the assumption, if you dwell in the state of the fulfilled desire, then reality must conform. But you must not waver. The double-minded man receives nothing, for he speaks one thing and lives another. Be single in vision, single in speech. What you say to yourself, make it the dominant story. Let it ring louder in your soul than any fact on the outside. You are the operant power. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. You create them, sustain them, dissolve them, and all by your inner talking. You have spoken yourself into your present life, and you can speak yourself into a new one. The power is not in the condition. The power is in your response. Speak not of the problem, speak from the solution. Speak not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. And, should doubt rise up, do not be alarmed, simply return to your word. Like a sailor steering by the stars, keep your eye on the inner vision. Keep repeating the phrase, keep walking in the tone, keep assuming the state. In time, the waves will still and the land will appear, for it is law, and the law cannot lie. Let the words I am be the key to your kingdom. Say it with reverence, say it with joy. Let every sentence that follows be a decree. I am wealthy. I am radiant. I am protected. I am aligned. These are not hopes, they are proclamations of truth. You are not speaking to change the world, you are speaking because you know it already has changed in the unseen. Do not measure the harvest by the hour. Do not look at the seed and demand the fruit. Speak and keep speaking. Believe and keep believing. For 3 days walk in this way. Let no word contradict the state you have claimed. And if you stumble, begin again. For every moment is a new beginning, and every word a fresh creation. You will come to see that this is the greatest secret ever kept. That reality is obedient to your voice. That your assumptions become flesh. That the world is a mirror, not a master. And when you talk to yourself like one who is already there you shall be. Continue now with the same devotion, and let your inner voice be the light that guides the way. For what you are saying to yourself is no small matter. It is the law in motion. You are casting the mold into which the substance of life must flow. What you repeat, what you dwell upon, what you feel to be true in the quiet chambers of your mind, that is what appears in the open. You have tried before, perhaps, but with divided attention. You have spoken the truth one moment and undone it with doubt the next. But now, for 3 days you will remain faithful. Not because it pleases the world, but because it transforms your world. You will carry the tone of fulfillment through every corridor of your day. When fear knocks, you will not open the door. When the old voice rises up and says, "But it hasn't happened yet," you will answer with, "It has already happened in me, and that is enough." Let the inner speech be a sacred current running beneath all you do. As you stir your coffee, say, "Life is sweet to me." As you walk down the street, say, "I am aligned with divine flow." As you rest your head, say, "I sleep in peace, for I am kept in perfect harmony." These are not idle phrases. They are spells, incantations of power. They are the bridge from what is imagined to what is lived. Do not chase science. Do not chase evidence. That is not your work. Your work is the speech within. The rest must come. By law, it must respond. The outer is not your master. You do not need to convince others, explain yourself, or try to make things happen. Speak the word in secret, and your Father, which is your own imagination, will reward you openly. It does not matter who understands you. It only matters that you understand your own power. Do you not see? You have always been talking to yourself. But now you are choosing the words. Now you are directing the current. Now you are disciplining the tongue of the inner man. No longer will you say, "It's not working." No longer will you entertain stories of lack or delay. You will say only that which lifts, only that which fulfills. You will say, "It is done. I am that now." If you truly knew the power of your words, you would never speak against yourself again. You would never doubt again. You would never say, "I can't," or "It's too late." You would instead say, "I am becoming more each day. Everything is aligning in my favor." These phrases become the rhythm of your life. They shape your tone. They shape your posture. When you walk into a room, walk in as though you belong. When you speak to others, speak as one who knows the end is secure. Talk to yourself with a tone of certainty. That tone is everything. If you say the words but do not carry the feeling, you are like a cymbal with no sound. But if you say it with inner knowing, the universe bends to meet you. Let this speech rise in you like a song. Let it be your anthem in the morning and your lullaby at night. I am blessed beyond measure. I am chosen for greatness. I am the living proof of unseen power. Say it until your bones believe it. Say it until the words become flesh. And they will. It must. Your inner speech is not a technique. It is not something you use to get what you want. It is the very way of life. It is how you claim your identity. And identity precedes manifestation. You become the thing you assume. So assume the highest, assume the noblest, assume the most radiant version of yourself, and speak only from that place. You are not waiting on God. God is waiting on you, waiting on your assumption, your decision, your word. The moment you speak from the end, creation begins to rearrange itself. Invisible hands go to work. The actors take their places. The scenery changes. All because you dared to say, it is done. 3 days is all it takes. 3 days of consistent, faithful inner speech, not to convince the world, but to convince yourself. For the moment you are convinced, the world cannot help but reflect it. The mirror does not shape the face shapes the mirror. Your mind is the face, your world the mirror. Speak as the face, speak as the origin, speak as the source. And when you grow tired, rest, but do not undo your work. Even your rest can be powerful. Say, I rest knowing all is well. I sleep in the arms of my fulfillment. Let every word be a seed planted in good soil. Let every phrase be rich with life. And should weeds arise, the doubts, the fears, the memories of lack, simply replace them. Uproot them with new words. Do not water them. Do not argue with them. Just replace them. Again and again, until only the true voice remains. For you are not a victim of memory. You are the author of imagination, and imagination creates reality. You are not bound by what was. You are free in what is and what will be. And all of it begins in speech. Silent, holy, inner speech. Do you feel it now? That quiet authority rising in you? That knowing that you are not here to suffer, not here to wish, but here to create. The kingdom is within you, and your word is the scepter by which you rule. No more idle talking, no more rehearsing the past, no more preparing for failure. From this moment, you speak only as the one who has. You speak only from the mountain, not the valley. Let your speech be clean, let it be radiant, let it be full of life, and let it never contradict your assumption. For the speech of the inner man is the covenant. It is the sacred bond between the seen and the unseen. When you say, I am, heaven listens. When you say, it is done, angels move. When you say, I have it now, the whole creation begins to reflect that claim. So speak with reverence, speak with joy, speak with the ease of one who knows the treasure is already his. And as you do, the air around you begins to change. People respond differently. Doors open, events unfold, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. The word became flesh because you first gave it form. And should you falter, do not fall into condemnation, simply begin again. The mercies of creation are new every morning. Return to your word, speak again the truth. Let every moment be a turning point. You need not wait for the calendar to shift. Your change begins now. With the next phrase you repeat to yourself. You may not yet see the full harvest, but the seed is alive, it is working, even in silence. Trust that. Trust the invisible. Speak into it as though it were soil, rich, fertile, faithful. The word you plant shall not be barren. It must bear fruit. It must take form. It's about 3 days, and then 3 more, and then again. Let your inner speech be sacred. Let it be deliberate. Let it be drenched in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Speak the words as though they were precious stones. Speak as though each phrase is a step on holy ground, because it is. You are shaping eternity with every syllable you dare to believe. And this power is yours. It has always been yours. From the moment you said, I am, you claimed it. Now let it speak through you. Let it live through you. Let it write the story of your life, not by chance, not by fate, but by the conscious, repeated, faithful use of the inner world. For 3 days do this, and behold the beginning of your new world. And as you continue in this holy practice, something in you will shift, not with noise or spectacle, but quietly, like the turning of a page. You will feel it before you see it, a new confidence, a new ease, a strange and beautiful calm rising within. It will not matter that nothing outside has changed, because something within has. And that is where the real power lies. When the inner man walks in certainty, the outer world must eventually conform. It's not optional, it is law. You will begin to notice that people speak differently to you. Situations once filled with resistance now move with fluidity. The delays dissolve, the heaviness lifts, and the once distant dream draws near. Why? Because you stop talking like one who lacks. You stop murmuring doubt and fear. You began to speak as the one who has. And the one who has is always met with more. Let no one deceive you into believing that this power is reserved for a few. It is yours as surely as you are breathing now. It is not for the clever, the educated, or the strong. It is for the one who dares to believe, the one who dares to say, even while everything screams the opposite, I am already it. That one will walk through doors others cannot even see. Speak to yourself now as though you have already arrived. Speak as though you were writing a letter from the other side of the breakthrough. Say, I remember when I used to wait, and now I simply receive. I remember the tension, but now all is flowing. It came easier than I ever thought possible. Everything aligned, and I hardly had to lift a finger. Say this not with strain, but with peace. Let it feel like a memory. Let it carry the softness of something you've already lived. And if the old voice returns, the one that says you're being unrealistic, the one that points to facts and evidence, smile at it gently. Do not resist it, do not fight it. Simply speak again the truth you've chosen. Your new inner speech is not for convincing the world. It is for conditioning the mind. The facts are not final. The truth is within, and what is within, when persistently spoken, becomes the facts of tomorrow. Keep your mind in the state of fulfillment, not just in words, but in feeling. Feel the ease, the satisfaction, the quiet joy that comes when the desire has been fulfilled. And then speak from that place. Of course it's done. I've seen it, I've felt it, I walk in it now. This is not pretense. This is the most sincere act you can perform. For nothing is more sincere than believing in the unseen more than the seen. This power in you is ancient. It is the original voice, the voice that said, let there be light, and there was light. You have inherited that voice. You have been entrusted with it. You carry it with every I am you utter. So say only what you wish to live. Refuse to speak against yourself again. Refuse to declare things as hard or distant or impossible. Instead say, it's unfolding perfectly. The way is clear. I am already there in consciousness. And what you are in consciousness, you will be in form. It must be. The law is always at work, whether you observe it or not. But when you observe it, when you engage with it consciously, you become the master. You become the cause. And the world becomes your echo. You do not need to know how it will happen. That is not your concern. The bridge of incidents is not your creation. Your role is to assume the end and to stay faithful to that end with your inner word. The means will present themselves, sometimes so naturally that you will forget you ever spoke the desire aloud. But in quiet moments you will remember. You will remember that you planted the seed, and now you eat the fruit. So walk through your days with this knowing. Carry yourself differently. Sit with more peace. Move with more trust. Let your internal dialogue reflect the dignity of one who knows all things are already theirs. Not someday, not after the struggle, now, in this very moment of acceptance. For the moment you claim it inwardly, the world begins to move. It may be invisible at first, but the movement has begun. This speech, this inner liturgy, becomes the backbone of your reality. You will find that you no longer react to outer events with panic. You will speak even in the midst of chaos, all is well with me. This too is passing through on its way to my highest good. And by speaking that, you calm the storm. You anchor yourself in the unseen. you become unshakable. What you say to yourself when no one is listening is the most sacred speech of all. It is the conversation of creation. It is the temple where worlds are born. Guard it, tend it, nurture it with love and repetition. Say what you want to be true, and say it until it is the only voice that lives within you. And remember, even when you do not see results right away, you are not failing, you are becoming, you are aligning, you are strengthening the new reality with each phrase, each repetition, each moment of loyal silence in the face of the old. Nothing is wasted. Every declaration counts. Every assumption has weight. You are sculpting the unseen with every syllable you breathe into being. So continue. Continue when it feels dry. Continue when it feels empty. Continue when the world says nothing is changing, because the greatest changes begin in silence. They begin in stillness. And then, like the slow breaking of dawn, the light appears. Your world becomes your world. Your assumption becomes your experience. Your inner voice becomes the voice of creation itself. You will wake one day and realize you have become what you spoke, that the life you once imagined has become the ground you now walk upon, that the tone of victory you carried in silence now rings aloud in every area of your life. And all of it began when you dared to talk to yourself, like this. So now, having spoken the word, keep it alive. Let no outer circumstance pull you from the truth you have claimed within. Walk on in the confidence that your inner speech is the seed, the way, and the fulfillment. 3 days of faithful assumption, of speaking only from the end, will set in motion more than years of effort without belief. Let this be your sacred discipline, to speak to yourself as one already in possession, already free, already transformed. And as you continue, not just for 3 days, but for life, you will come to know, through personal experience, that the inner word is the one true cause, and all things must follow it. You are the creator of your reality, and everything you experience in this world is a product of your own assumption. Nothing exists outside of you that has the power to define who you are, except for the thoughts and beliefs that you choose to hold. The world you see, the circumstances that surround you, and the people you meet are not separate from you. They are all reflections of the inner workings of your mind. Your consciousness is the fabric from which all things are made, and it is through your awareness that you bring the unseen into the visible world. The universe does not respond to force, to struggle, or to effort. It responds only to the quiet power of your thoughts, the power of your assumptions, and the power of your beliefs. If you can change what you believe, if you can alter the assumptions you hold about yourself and your life, you will change your world. The only true law that governs all things is the law of assumption. What you assume to be true becomes true in your experience. If you believe that life is a struggle, it will be a struggle. If you believe that abundance is yours, then it must be yours. If you assume that you are worthy, deserving, and capable of all the good things you desire, then your life will unfold in perfect harmony with that assumption. But it is not enough to wish for change. You must live as though the change has already occurred. You must walk through life with the understanding that you are already the person you wish to become. The key to transformation lies in embodying the state of being that you wish to experience. You do not have to wait for the world to change before you change. The world changes when you change your state of being. When you see yourself as whole, complete, and perfect in every way, that is how you will experience the world. It is not the world that dictates who you are, it is you who dictates what the world will be. Your assumptions are the lens through which you view reality. If you see a world of lack, limitation, and struggle, it is because that is the assumption you are holding. If you see a world of abundance, love, and opportunity, it is because you have assumed that is the nature of reality. The world will always conform to your assumptions, no matter how absurd they may seem at first. The moment you assume a new reality, that new reality begins to take shape and become evident in your experience. The process is not magical, it is natural. The law of assumption is as certain as the law of gravity. We are living in a world where most people have been taught to look outside of themselves for answers, to seek validation from others, and to believe that their circumstances define their worth. This is the great illusion. Your worth is not determined by anything outside of you. It is determined by your inner state, by your awareness of your own divine power. The moment you recognize that you are the master of your own destiny, that you have the power to shape your reality, you will begin to experience a new kind of freedom. Freedom from the limitations of time, space, and circumstance. Freedom from the constraints of the past. Freedom from the chains of doubt and fear. When you begin to assume the reality that you desire, the entire universe conspires to bring it into being. The people, the events, the opportunities, and the resources that you need will begin to align themselves with your inner vision. You are the master of your fate, the creator of your experience. You do not have to fight, struggle, or compete for what is already yours. You must only assume that it is yours, and it will come to you in perfect divine timing. There are no obstacles in the universe except for the ones you place in your own mind. The only limitations you experience are those that you believe to be true. Once you recognize that there is no force greater than your own consciousness, you will understand that nothing is impossible. Every limitation is self-imposed. You are not bound by the past, the present, or the future. Time is but a concept, a construct of the mind. You have the power to transcend time, to go beyond the limitations that have been placed upon you. When you believe in your ability to shape your own reality, time bends to your will, and you can experience everything you desire as though it has already happened. The first step to manifesting your desires is to assume that they are already yours. When you pray, when you speak your desires into existence, do so with the absolute certainty that it is already done. Do not wait for external circumstances to change before you believe. Your belief creates the circumstances, not the other way around. The world is not waiting for you to be ready. It is waiting for you to recognize the power within you. It is waiting for you to claim your divinity, to claim your sovereignty over your own life. Do not doubt for a moment that you are worthy of the life you desire. Your worth is inherent. It is not something you must earn, achieve, or prove. You are worthy because you exist. The divine spark within you is the source of all creation. When you recognize this truth, you will no longer settle for less than what you truly desire. You will no longer allow the world to dictate your limitations. You will stand in the power of your own being, knowing that you are a limitless creator. When you begin to live from this place of inner knowing, the world will shift to meet you. People will be drawn to you, opportunities will arise, and the things you once thought were out of reach will come to you with ease. You will no longer struggle, because you will understand that you are not working to make things happen. You are simply aligning with the flow of divine abundance that is always available to you. You are no longer a passive participant in your life. You are an active creator. The key is to remain steadfast in your assumptions. Do not let the appearance of things fool you. The world is malleable, and it responds to your thoughts. If you assume that your desires are already yours, you will see evidence of that assumption in the world around you. If you hold the belief that you are wealthy, healthy, loved, and successful, those things will begin to manifest in your experience. Your external world is a reflection of your internal state. Change your inner state, and the outer world must change to match it. There will be moments when doubt tries to creep in, when the world appears to be stubbornly resistant to your assumptions. But remember, the world is not the source of your power. You are. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality. Your beliefs are the builders of your world. When you encounter resistance, simply reaffirm your assumption. Do not give in to the temptation to see the world as it appears. See it as you desire it to be, and the world will eventually align with that vision. This is the nature of consciousness. It is always becoming. You are always becoming, and your life is the result of what you have assumed about yourself and the world. You do not need to strive or struggle to create change. You only need to assume the change you desire, and it will become manifest. The world does not operate on the basis of hard work or effort. It operates on the principle of assumption. Assume the reality you wish to experience, and it will unfold naturally, effortlessly, and in perfect divine timing. To understand this, you are the creator of your reality. The world is not shaping you, you are shaping the world. Everything that comes into your experience is a result of your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. You have the power to change anything in your life by changing your assumptions about it. Your life is your creation. If you do not like what you see, change the way you are seeing it. If you do not like what you are experiencing, change the assumptions you are holding. The moment you shift your consciousness, the world shifts with you. There is no limit to what you can create, because there is no limit to the power within you. Do not wait for the world to change first. Change your assumptions and the world will follow. The only reality that is real is the one you create in your own mind. Everything you desire is already yours. Claim it now and see the world unfold in ways you never thought possible. The power is yours. The world is yours. You are the creator, and your life is a masterpiece waiting to be painted. Take the brush in your hand and create the life you truly desire. Let your imagination be the soil in which the seeds of your desires are planted. Do not merely observe the world around you. Enter into the world within you, where all things are born. That invisible world, though unseen by the physical eye, is more real than what you now call reality. Your senses will try to convince you otherwise, but they are only echoing your former assumptions. They report only what you have formerly believed to be true. But when you shift your assumption, when you dare to persist in a new belief, your senses will yield. They must, for the senses are servants, not masters. The imagination is the doorway through which your desires become tangible. You are not a victim of what you observe, you are the origin of it. All change begins within. And it begins with the decision to believe differently, to see differently, to feel differently. You must feel the reality of the wish fulfilled. You must make it real in your imagination before it becomes real in your life. And once you have seen it within, you must live as though it is already so, regardless of the evidence around you. For faith is loyalty to the unseen reality, and it is that loyalty that calls it into manifestation. You will be tempted to return to the old story, to respond to appearances as if they have power over you. But appearances are shadows of past thoughts. They are not causative. They are echoes, not songs. They are ripples, not stones. The moment you claim a new identity, a new story, a new state of being, you begin the process of resurrection. You raise the dead assumptions to life and watch as they shape the world around you. It is not arrogance to claim what is yours by divine right. It is obedience to truth. The truth that you are what you assume yourself to be, and that you become what you persist in believing. Do not ask how it will come. The how is not your concern. The bridge of incidents that will lead you to the fulfillment of your desire is already prepared. You do not need to construct it with effort or force. Your only task is to dwell in the state of the wish fulfilled. Feel it real, know that it is done, and then allow the natural flow of life to carry you from scene to scene, moment to moment, until you stand fully in the reality you once imagined. The imagination is the womb of creation. What you feel within it will be born into time. You are not waiting for it to happen. You are walking toward the manifestation that has already been decreed by your inner world. And yes, there will be days when the old thoughts try to pull you back, when the weight of past conditioning presses upon your mind. But remember, you are not your past. You are not bound to repeat what has been. You are free. Every moment is a fresh canvas. Every breath is an opportunity to assume something new. Persist. Do not let the outer world tell you what is possible. Let your inner conviction speak louder than the noise of the world. Such as Shauhojies. You have been given dominion over your life, not because of your effort, but because of your nature. You are divine consciousness individualized. There is no power outside of your own consciousness. No fate, no destiny, no external authority can override the power that lies within you. The only thing required is your willingness to believe, not in wishful thinking, but in deliberate, sustained assumption. To dwell in the end is to enter into the feeling of the wish already fulfilled. It is to move your attention away from what is and to rest it firmly upon what you desire to be. And the moment you do this, a shift occurs. It may be invisible at first, subtle, unspoken, but it is a shift in the foundation of your being. And the world must follow. Let your desire be holy, let it be sacred. Do not judge it by the standards of others. Do not question whether you are worthy of it. You are. The very desire you feel is evidence that its fulfillment already exists. You would not hunger unless the food already existed. You would not thirst unless the water already was. So too with your desire. It comes because its fulfillment is present within your own consciousness. It is calling you to a higher state, to a greater expression of your true self. Do not suppress it, embrace it, live from it. You are not becoming, you are revealing. What you assume is not a fiction you hope to believe in someday. It is the truth that has been hidden beneath layers of doubt, fear, and forgetfulness. To assume is to remember, to step into the awareness of your divine identity, and in this remembrance you reclaim your world. You walk into rooms with authority. You move through life not as one who begs, but as one who declares. For what you declare within will soon echo without. There is a power in stillness, in quiet, unseen moments of inner certainty. Do not underestimate the silence. When you sit in the silence of your imagination and assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are doing more than visualizing. You are planting reality. The outer world moves because the inner world has spoken. You do not need to beg for change. You command it by changing your inner state. And you do not command with force, but with assumption, with the gentle, unwavering knowing that it is already done. Allow yourself to feel it now. Not tomorrow, not once you see the evidence. Now. Feel what it would feel like if your desire were fulfilled. Let that feeling wash over you. Let it saturate your mind, your body, your spirit. Let it become your natural dwelling place. And the more you return to it, the more familiar it becomes. Until one day, you no longer feel like you are imagining it. You feel like you are remembering it. That is when the world begins to bend. And you will notice something extraordinary. The world around you will shift in response. People will say different things. Opportunities will arise where none existed before. Obstacles will dissolve, not because you fought them, but because you outgrew them. You rose in consciousness, and the outer world had no choice but to reflect the inner elevation. You did not force it. You became it. Every desire carries its own fulfillment. The moment you accept the desire as yours, you have already received it in seed form. Now it is your task to nurture it with belief, to feed it with imagination, to water it with emotion, and to shield it from the weeds of doubt. Guard your mind as you would guard a sacred treasure, for it is from your mind that all things are born. Live now as the person who has received. Speak now as the one who knows it is done. Act now, not in desperation, but in faith. And when you forget, because you will, from time to time, gently return. Return to the end, return to the state of fulfillment. That is the center of your being. That is your home. You do not need permission to believe in a greater life. You do not need anyone's agreement. You only need your own consent. The moment you agree within, the world will begin to reflect that agreement. And it does not matter how long you have believed otherwise. A new assumption, truly accepted, has the power to dissolve the effects of a lifetime of disbelief. This is the miracle of consciousness. It is never bound by time. One new assumption can redeem years of doubt. One moment of inner certainty can alter the course of your entire existence. That is the gift you have been given. The power to change the world by changing your mind. So dwell in the end. Not as a visitor, but as a resident. Let the state of your desire become so natural, so familiar, that it feels strange to imagine life without it. And as you continue to assume, to feel, to live from the end, you will notice that life becomes more effortless, more joyful, more miraculous. Because you are no longer chasing what you desire, you are embodying it. And what you embody must come into form. That is the law, that is the truth. You are always in a state. You may not have called it that before, but every moment of your life you are dwelling in a particular state of consciousness. These states are not merely emotions or moods, they are entire realities. Entire outcomes, patterns, and possibilities are contained within each state. You cannot experience what is not in the state you occupy. If you are in the state of lack, the world will reflect lack. If you are in the state of abundance, then your life becomes a mirror of abundance. It does not matter what the world says is happening. What matters is the state you are in while you observe it. Because it is not the world that is doing something to you, it is you, through your state shaping the world. Your consciousness is infinite. You can shift from one state to another as easily as you change your thoughts. But many remain in states that no longer serve them because they continue to believe the lie that circumstances are fixed, that personality is fixed, that fate is final. Nothing is fixed. The only thing that appears permanent is what you continue to give attention to. If you shift your attention, if you redirect your focus inward and change your assumption, then all things must follow. But the change must be internal first. You cannot manipulate the outer world into changing. You must become the version of you who no longer needs the change, because the change has already occurred in consciousness. And when you do this consistently, a quiet confidence grows in you. Not the confidence that comes from ego or superiority, but the divine confidence that knows who it is and needs no permission to exist. This confidence does not waver when things seem slow. It does not shrink when the outer world looks unchanged. It is rooted in the truth that what has been accepted in imagination is already real. You do not wait for proof, you become the proof. And so you begin to think from the end. You begin to walk as the one who already possesses, already knows, already is. And this is not about pretending, it is about remembering your true identity, the one that is not swayed by circumstances, not limited by appearances. The more you return to the state of the wish fulfilled, the more natural it becomes, until eventually you no longer even call it a wish. It is simply your way of being. Every person, every situation, every condition you meet is an outpicturing of your state. You do not have to change them. You only need to change your own self-concept. What do you believe to be true about yourself, about life, about others? These are the silent assumptions that create your experience, and they are yours to revise. If you have believed something disempowering, you can believe differently now. You can rise into a new state, and the former things will fall away like shadows at sunrise. They have no life of their own. They only live through your focus. And so choose deliberately, choose boldly, choose with the authority of one who knows that life does not happen to them, it happens through them. And do not be afraid to assume greatly. Let your vision expand, let your desires be vast, not because they will make you more, but because they already reflect the more that you are. Your desires are not random, they are revelations of your potential, they are messages from the higher self, showing you what you are capable of embodying. Do not minimize them, do not explain them away, embrace them, live into them. It is your inner speech that determines the outcome. The conversations you have with yourself are more powerful than any action you can take. For what you consistently say to yourself becomes the mold through which your reality is poured. Speak to yourself as one who is already victorious. Declare to yourself that it is done. Refuse to argue for your limitations. Do not indulge in self-pity or replay old narratives of failure. They may feel familiar, but they are not true. What is true is what you decide now. Your assumptions need not be logical. They only need to be accepted. There is no virtue in trying to figure out how the impossible becomes possible. The greater wisdom is in knowing that what you assume and persist in must become fact. You do not have to bend the world to your will. You only need to bend your will to a new assumption. And in doing so, you bend the world without effort. For the outer world is always obedient to the inner. And as you begin to see evidence of your new state, remain humble. Not the humility of shrinking, but the humility of understanding that you did not achieve this through force. You allowed it by aligning with your higher self. You aligned with truth, and truth always manifests itself. The old life begins to dissolve, and the new life emerges, not because you earned it, but because you finally assumed it. You no longer ask, will it happen? You declare, it is happening, it is now, it is done. You must become one with the desire. There is no separation between you and that which you want, except for your own belief in the separation. The moment you stop desiring from a place of lack and begin to assume from a place of possession, you close the gap. The wish fulfilled is not something you chase, it is something you dwell in. Feel the joy now. Feel the peace now. Let it live in your body. Let it breathe through your words. Let it inform every action, every choice, every moment. For you are not becoming, you are remembering. You are realigning. What you seek is seeking you. What you imagine with love, with conviction, with confidence, must return to you in form. The process is not personal, it is principle. It does not reward some and withhold from others. It simply reflects. The world is a mirror, and you are the face. What you show it, it returns. So show it your strength, show it your wholeness, show it your worth. And when the moment comes, and it will, when your world has changed, when the thing you once imagined now stands before you in full detail, you will smile, not in surprise, but in recognition. You will know it not as a stranger, but as something familiar. For you saw it first within. You entertained it. You embraced it. You became it. And now it has become you. This is the way of all creation. Nothing begins on the outside. All things begin within. And so long as you hold fast to the state of the wish fulfilled, so long as you continue to imagine from the end, the world cannot help but conform. It must. It always does. There is no other law. There is no other truth. Remain faithful, then, to the vision within you. Return to it when doubts arise. Reaffirm it when the senses contradict it. Rejoice in it even before it appears, and let your faith be active, not passive. Let it be the daily assumption that your world is already new, already radiant, already whole. Because it is. And you, being one with the power that made all things, have the authority to speak it so. And so, let us now rest in the awareness that all we have ever sought already lives within us. The power to assume, to feel, to believe. This is the true creative force. You need not look to the world to give you signs, for you are the sign. You are the cause. As you dwell in the end, you rewrite your story, not through striving, but through silent knowing. You no longer chase the dream. You awaken to the truth that you are the dreamer, and the dream is yours to shape. Remain faithful to the unseen. Persist in the assumption. Feel it real. For the moment you do, the world will bend to match it. This is the secret of life. This is the mystery revealed. All is within, all is now, all is you.